Hello, welcome back to my channel. Let's roll the intro. For the majority of the season,
Hold on.
we have got no. Hold on, we got. Hello, welcome back to Strong TV. It's That Wrestling Show, joined by my fabulous co-host, the Winter Surfer. How are you doing?
All good, all good. Big week. How you doing? You've been off social media. How you doing?
Yeah, it's actually been really nice, to be honest.
Nice.
But yeah, we've got two special guests. One who's on Strong TV just about every show. You know him all the time. Is Slens.
Yes, people. Listen, happy to have you
You
back,
good?
Charlotte, man. Happy to have you back.
Yeah, good to be back. And our final guest, he's making his debut on Strong TV. He's a legend. Like, he's a Man United fan, but we'll give him stuff because he likes wrestling, and we're all about wrestling here. So it is RJ. Welcome. How you doing?
Good to be here.
Good. I'm glad.
Nice and simple.
Nice, simple.
Nice and simple. I love it. So, I mean, we were having a conversation backstage, so I think we might as well just bring it up now about.
Hang on. I just want to say, hang on. I just want to say, all well wishes to Brian Armstrong, aka Road Dogg, who had a heart attack this week.
Yeah.
One of the best, big star in the Attitude Era, part of probably one of the best tag teams of all time, New Age Outlaws. So big ups to, and he's working hard backstage NXT as well. So
Yeah,
big up to Road Dogg.
Yeah,
get
guys.
better, man, for him.
Thoughts and prayers are with his family and with him as well. Yeah, no, that was such a shame. But going on to Logan Paul.
Ugh.
Oh God, I know. I thought if I get it over and done with, then we don't have to bring it up again. You know what? I'm gonna go to RJ because I want to get his thoughts on it. So, go on, hit me.
I mean, it's a very clever decision by Vince. I think you might disagree, but I mean, it's the modern age of wrestling is completely different. Back then, you know, the wrestling world didn't really care about celebrities; they only cared about the wrestling. But nowadays, you look at AEW. I mean, they brought in Shaquille O'Neal. They brought in, you know, loads of other people as well, loads of celebrities. So I think this is kind of just like a bang. There you go. It's kind of like a publicity stunt, I do believe, and to put in this little storyline that Sami Zayn has, which I just don't get it. I think it should be dropped. But you know, I can't wait for WrestleMania to see what Logan Paul does. He's getting a big contract, which was rumored. So yeah, to be fair, I'm all aboard with it. To be fair. So. Better than Jake, to be fair. So yeah, I guess, you know, we can't complain about that.
No, I completely understand that kind of process. Like, unfortunately, like WWE has its storylines over the years. I think in the recent years as well, they've just become progressively worse. Like, they're not as exciting. They're predictable. They're expected. Where some of these wrestling matches, you were like, yes, I've never been excited, but you've kind of, you're seeing people in it that you've seen before, that you'd maybe like to see someone different. I understand bringing Logan Paul in on a money value. He has a lot of young fans. Now, if he can bring that over to WWE, that's a bonus for Vince McMahon. However, Logan Paul genuinely annoys me as a person. Like,
Do you know if you were to deep it though, Charlotte? If you were to deep it, right? Like, not to be too like deep in here, but the way I see it is,
Oh, Bad Bunny, yeah.
Oh God!
if he comes in, right? If Logan Paul comes in, right, and he just squashes, like, let's just say, I don't know, like someone who's a jobber, right? Then I'm not gonna feel good about that, because you know the jobber, like, he works 300 days a week, right? Sorry, a year, yeah, to kind of get that spot. But that guy comes in, yeah, some YouTuber, some vlogger, some, I don't know, podcast maker, yeah. No offense to any of us. He comes in and he just squashes this guy. I'm gonna be like, listen, like, I don't like it, man. It leaves a bit of taste in my mouth.
Come on.
I'll be honest.
They get a WrestleMania moment. That's what they want in their career.
No, I do understand that, but then I get the fact that you had the way Vince cut a lot of wrestlers earlier this year during lockdown, which actually he got one of my favorite entrance wrestlers ever. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. Anyone that doesn't like that entrance, his entrance. I'm not saying he was a good wrestler, but his entrance always put a smile on my face. But the way he cut them, and the fact is, he's just lost Andrade, who I think had severe potential in this kind of thing. But you've got to look at it. There are WWE wrestlers putting in their resignation. That's got to say something to me, like, especially Andrade. And the fact is that Andrade is Charlotte Flair's boyfriend, like fiance. Like, you'd think there'd be some sort of pull or something. But my question is will Charlotte Flair follow? That is the question that I have. Now, everyone's like, nah. But, I mean, expect the unexpected is what I say. Like, Charlotte. Did you see Jeff Hardy ever going? Did you see Matt Hardy? Sorry, he left. He left. Chris Jericho left.
I know.
Like,
for me,
there are
for me, you look at Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's more of an indie wrestler. I mean, you look at what he did at Impact. He created this broken brilliance thing. To be fair, I was a huge fan of that back in Impact, and I think he's more interested in doing that than following what WWE wants. To be fair, I think WWE tried to copy saying woken Matt Hardy, like it never worked. I mean, now look at him at AEW. He's now with the Private Party. He's having a blast. He's now going to be challenging Darby Allin potentially for the TNT Championship. So it's all looking up for him. But I think for Andrade,
carry on.
The best person I'd compare. Sorry, go on.
Go on, RJ, carry on.
Oh, sorry, no, I was just saying that, like, for me, I think Andrade should have gone back to NXT. I mean, that's when he performed the best, and I loved watching him in NXT.
Yeah.
I mean, when he fought Johnny Gargano in that Brooklyn NXT Brooklyn, it was a 5-star match, like, and rightly so. Johnny Gargano was in his prime, I'd say, that rate. I mean, what he's doing now is pretty dead. I mean, I don't kind of get what he's doing. But at this rate, it's he should have gone back to NXT, but I think Vince didn't allow him to. I think just him leaving is best for it. As for Charlotte Flair, I mean, she's a 10-time women's champion. I mean, she's Flair on the back of her name. To be fair, she ain't leaving, not a hope in hell.
No. No. Go on, Slins. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, just bouncing off his point. I just think the person to compare Charlotte Flair to would be 2010 John Cena. Like the face of the company, I'd say, and she's a Flair, right? As you said, I do not see her leaving, no matter what the circumstances are. Like, and the thing is, they will keep pushing her, anyways. Like they'll keep shoving her down off her every single time, every year. So she's not leaving.
Do you know what? I'm kind of getting fed up with Charlotte Flair now. Everyone's going to say like why, but talent-wise, she has incredible talent. I'm not taking that away, but I'm sorry. I don't need you to have a title all the time. I'm sorry. Like, I don't. I'm going to be horrible here. Like, I don't need her having a title every time. I don't need when there's a title match at WrestleMania. And the only reason Asuka is not facing Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania this year is because she got COVID. That's it. Now, let's be realistic. Am I more excited to see Rhea Ripley versus Asuka? Yes, because I've never seen it before. I've seen Asuka versus Charlotte Flair a million times. I would like to see because I love Rhea Ripley. For me, I've watched her since when, like, it is in the WWE world. I've watched her in, like, grow from NXT UK, go to NXT, now come to Raw. Like, although I think coming to Raw is actually a bad idea. I preferred to her. I get why she's coming to Raw, but I preferred her to stay at NXT because I feel like when NXT superstars go to Raw or SmackDown, they kind of like don't get to their potential for me. But I mean, she's very talented, but I mean, I'm more excited about seeing Asuka versus Rhea Ripley, if I'm really honest. But I think Rhea Ripley, like, she's performed some incredible matches. Look at the match with Gonzalez and Ripley. That match was absolutely actually, all three of the matches were beautiful. Like, it's just it's an interest for me personally that I'm more excited for NXT Takeover than I am WrestleMania. if you look at, I'm sorry, the most excited match. I get so excited for this. I've never been more excited. Volta versus Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa. I've never been so excited because you know how good a match this is going to be. Like you know Ciampa's standards. You know his stamina. You know what he's capable of. But Volta is 730 days is a title champ.
Yeah, it's nearly 2 years. Yeah, it's nearly 2 years.
Like he's doing so well. Like it'd be interesting to see if the match gets made a title match. It's not a title match right now.
Wait, no, it was. It was put in.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Because he said the
yeah.
champion challenged him, and he said agreed. Then he just ripped some shit off his necklace. So
Yeah.
Let's talk about NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver because it's 2 nights, like
I'm very excited
WrestleMania.
about
So
it.
night 1 is at the moment is Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez for
Gonzalez
NXT
is going to
Women's
win.
title. I did not realize.
I don't think so.
I did not realize how much the height difference was between these 2 women until they stood in the ring face to face. It is ridiculous. She's nearly double the size in height of Io Shirai. I mean, in the old, if that was Vince, Gonzalez is definitely going over because she's the bigger woman, right?
A-star, superstar. Yeah.
Is there any?
So Gonzalez is going to win.
Yeah, I think she is as well. And I think.
I know she is because
I
Io
don't think
Shirai.
So. I feel like
Io Shirai's just been
Shirai's
rostered into Raw. No, she's been rostered into Raw. She's been rostered into Raw.
When?
The speculation is that Raw. There's no talk about
She's
SmackDown.
better going to SmackDown.
Well, I know that, but she's already
she
been
can't really go
rostered up.
SmackDown.
She'd be better
If you go to SmackDown, I mean, you have Sasha Banks,
you got Bayley,
Bayley.
Give her to Bayley.
I would I'd quite like to see Io Shirai versus. You've got the Io Shirai Bianca Belair. That would be a good
What I'd actually love to see would be say as NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. If Taya Valkyrie comes in, and attacks the winner, I think that's going to be a great way of giving her an entry.
If Io Shirai wins that, then that's the next feud. I want Taya.
That's what I believe. That's what's going to happen. I believe.
Yeah,
Io's going to win. She's going to attack, and then it's going to.
No, because you could also see Io Shirai winning if Dakota Kai gets involved and accidentally costs Raquel Gonzalez.
No, but there's several ways that this match could go about, and you're right. Dakota Kai could get involved. But, I mean, what I really want to see is obviously Io Shirai has a lot of backing in the back room. I kind of want someone to come out and take out Dakota Kai. I personally think that Dakota Kai needs to go, or she'll be sent out. But I think Gonzalez is going to win, not because I want her to win, because Shirai's rostered, and it looks like she's rostered for I think they're planning a SummerSlam match with her. But I think that she has to go up to either Raw or SmackDown, and I think Gonzalez will take it. And then, can you imagine Gonzalez versus Valkyrie?
Possibly.
The
next match, as you were saying, Walter against Ciampa. I expect Walter to win that, but that is going to be some hard hitting.
I think there could be an upset. I think there would be an upset.
But if anyone saw the NXT UK title match between him and Dragunov when they just beat the holy hell out of each other,
Dragunov's chest. Oh my god!
That is going to be this match. That is going to be this match.
Walter's hamstring is so visible on his chest, like it's visible.
Literally.
And
then we've got the gauntlet.
The gauntlet. So we got Bronson Reed, who had I don't know why, but he had him beat LA Knight in his
I don't
get that whatsoever. You've got, is it Austin Theory?
So you've got in the participants, you've got the 12-man battle royal. You've got Jake Atlas, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Leon Ruff, Austin Theory, Dexter Loomis, Tyler Rust, Kushida, Cameron Grimes, Pete Dunne, Roderick Strong, Bronson Reed, and LA Knight. I want Pete Dunne to win.
We all know who's going to win. Though. We all know who's going to win.
Who's you reckon?
For the storyline,
Dexter
Dexter
Lumis,
Lumis
right?
is going to win, but I
Dexter
want LA
Lumis.
Knight to win.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
but
well,
But the thing
I
is,
want-
right?
Because it's a 12-man gauntlet,
hope-
and the top 6 win.
Yeah,
The top
yeah.
6 go through,
Yeah.
and then Johnny Gargano is put into
Yeah.
the. It's like a gauntlet. So like Johnny Gargano
like
has
a-
to beat.
Yeah, the winner on night 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like what? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So the final 6.
yeah.
Final 6, I think, will be Dexter Lumis.
hmm
I think LA Knight will be one of them.
Yes.
I think Kushida will be one of them.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne,
Yeah.
Yes.
Roger Strong, I'd say.
Roderick Strong.
That's 5, and then one more.
I was gonna say Kushida, but I'm not too sure.
Well, you've already said Kushida.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you've already
Kushida,
said
sorry.
Kushida. What about
sorry.
you've
What
got?
about Austin,
I
what
would-
about Austin
I'd-
Theory?
Austin
I'd
Theory would
quite
make
like
a
to
lot
see
of
Austin
sense,
Theory.
actually.
Yeah,
Austin Theory
Yeah.
would make a lot of sense for a storyline that he's in.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But what I think is, when NXT got LA Knight, or Eli Drake as he's known,
Mm.
I think that was probably one of the best signings they've made in last year, if I'm really honest. 'Cause the man can talk for days, and I love his talking. It's unreal. Like, let me talk to you. Like, honestly, he just screams like money, if you know what I mean. He knows how to sell, and he knows how to do well. The fact that he lost to Bronson Reed, I'm just like, oh, please, no,
Yeah,
please
that
don't ruin
just
this
makes
guy.
no sense. But isn't that he's just come in like he's normally at NXT when they sign like stars you know about.
Yeah.
It takes him a little bit to really get up to
Yeah.
standard. This guy's
Yeah.
just come in, he's already there.
Yeah, I
You know
know.
what I
Yeah,
mean? He's already
everybody knows him. Like, that's the thing.
But he can talk, he can wrestle, he can do everything.
Yeah.
Like that.
And they make him to lose to a heavyweight fucking Australian from the back house of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Laurie.
it does not make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Oh,
You're right,
you
Laurie.
didn't know?
We're just going through the
Oh, somebody.
yeah. We're just going through night 1 of NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, I've been following.
Cool.
I have been following, and I think I came in just at the right time. I mean, what you're saying, like, I don't understand how you want to bury LA Knight already.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's my
he's on
point.
the main roster. Why would you bury him already?
Yeah,
Like, you're not supposed to lose your second match.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes his character very faulty. Like, and by right, you know, you can't do this. This is very weird by NXT, because usually you see this on the main roster, not on NXT, where they destroy someone's character. Like, they build him up for like 2 weeks, and then he comes in with this. I don't know. Hopefully he turns it around, but at the same time, this is very weird by them.
Then there's
Yeah.
the
I do wanna-
tag team titles are now vacated.
Yeah.
Because, Danny Burch got a shoulder injury,
Yeah.
so him and Orny
Oh,
Logan
damn.
aren't tag champs anymore. So it's vacated. So now it's a triple threat between
Yeah.
MSK, Grizzled John Vets, and then it's Escobar Santos's boys,
But they're
Mendoza.
gonna put it,
And,
They got the-
you know they're gonna put it on MSK. I don't even know.
Yeah.
No, they can't. They're gonna bury them. They're gonna bury them.
it's got to be Grizzled Young Vets, man. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
they
It's
will.
gotta be Grizzled
Yeah.
Young Vets.
It will be
That's
them,
what
because
we've got to see
they'll
with the
bury
titles.
MSK. They will.
I know, I know.
Yeah, makes sense, but logic does say that, but I can see them putting it on MSK.
I can
Not
see
that
it, yeah,
one.
but at the same
I-
time, I can definitely see them getting buried. It's so simple.
You
Like,
think they give them the Dusty Classic and the tag titles in like a couple of months of each other?
they
Well,
should,
don't really
because I mean they're
don't
great.
really
Like,
the people that win the Dusty Classic win the title. Isn't it
Yeah.
sort of an
Yeah,
introduction?
maybe. It should be an exciting match. That might be the sleeper match
So-
of the whole 2 nights.
Yeah.
That triple
Moving
threat.
on
It's got
to
potential.
night 2, we have one of my favourite matches coming up. I know I keep saying this, but you've got Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor. And we all know who's going to win. Finn Balor. Because I have a gut feeling here. Only Lorcan's going to come running in, intervening after what Karrion Kross did to his little friend. Like, let's be realistic. Karrion Kross is the reason they don't have titles anymore. Not anyone else. So
I mean,
I can see an intervention, like not like a big bat, but I can see him like maybe coming onto the stage, just causing a presence that kind of puts Kross off. But Finn Balor does have a good point when he was like, Karrion Kross can't control his emotion. He can't. Like, there is a difference between Finn Balor and Karrion Kross. Like, Karrion Kross is still learning the ropes. I'm not saying he's a great wrestler or anything, but he does play off emotion. If someone was to touch Scarlett, tell me he wouldn't lose his mind. He would. He actually would.
Oh, he would go absolute apeshit. I think that's
No,
So Lorcan, if you're watching this, touch Scarlett. Just
no,
like go up to Scarlett and just be like, "Hi, Scarlett." Karrion Kross is fuming.
I think like if only Lorcan really does this, he's really kissing his career goodbye. Like he's going to get absolutely destroyed. He'd probably be the same as Danny Burch, like if Karrion Kross gets a handle him.
I mean, they weren't going anywhere before they became a tag team anyway. To be fair, so.
Yeah, they only got the steam because of Pat McAfee.
As single stars, like no disrespect to them, but they're boring.
Yeah, they're just right. There's nothing to it.
They're just there. So even if
do you guys think that Karrion Kross deserves this opportunity? Because he's been getting a lot of criticism apparently.
No, he deserves it because he lost.
I don't think he does. Yeah, but I don't think he deserves it. Now, I'm gonna be controversial here. I'm not saying. Okay, so I do and I don't. This is my problem. Okay, so I see where you guys are coming from when you say like.
You vacated the title, yeah.
I see when he's injured, and I get that, but earn your place. Everyone has to earn something, and whether you were titled or not. I'm not saying like fight everybody, but like I'd like to see him have had one match to kind of get it. He hasn't.
Okay, so
he was the former champion because of an injury. He had to drop it, didn't he? Sure.
The shoulder injury.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he deserved to be there before.
Yeah, but I understand where you're coming from. But I'd just like to see him have had one match before he got it.
He did.
Like
he had that thing with Santos Escobar where he nearly killed the three of them. To be fair.
Yeah, exactly. It was a mauling. It was a mauling. It wasn't a match. It was a mauling.
I mean, he's a cruiserweight. What do you expect from him? You don't see you don't see him deadlifting 500 pounds, do you? Like, when he Santos Escobar on steroids at that
Yeah, it's not like Samoa Joe in the X Division in TNA.
It's
not like that.
I mean, that was a beast. Like,
yeah, exactly. So it's
don't forget Mr. X if you're older.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mr. X
we
in
do
the X
have.
Division as well.
Yeah, I do want to ask RJ. I want to ask your opinion on the.
Okay.
There's been a lot of storyline on NXT for the Adam Cole Kyle O'Reilly match. Like that has got out of control.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure who's going to win now, because of one reason. Like Kyle O'Reilly if it's unsanctioned, Kyle O'Reilly, does he do Taekwondo or something like that? He does something along those lines.
Martial art, yeah.
He can use that. Yeah. He can use that in the match. That gives him an advantage because it's unsanctioned. However, this match has become a little bit of a psycho match. I'm not even going to lie. Like, it's been crazy. RJ, what are your thoughts on this match?
Fight pit.
I mean, when I saw the Undisputed Era breakup, I was in tears because I love that group. To be fair, they were the best thing that came from the golden era of the NXT.
Facts.
But I think when Bobby
Fish,
Bobby Fish, thank you. When he got injured, I think it was inevitable that they weren't going anywhere. They had to split up at some stage. I'm very interested to see where Roderick Strong actually fits into this picture because I think he will interrupt in this match. As for the match itself, it's just going to be like a Ciampa Gargano situation. They're going to fight for another 3 months. Let's be honest. I mean, they hate each other apparently, but yeah, no, it's not going to end where like this whole rivalry ends. It's going to go on for another 3 months.
Can't you see this? And it might. I think it's going to be a great match, but can't you see the predictable outcome that Adam Cole beats Kyle O'Reilly so badly? Kyle O'Reilly's missing for a couple of months. This leads and this is a theory that I think Finn Balor will retain. That they then have another match at whatever they do their next takeover, and then Kyle O'Reilly comes back during that match, costs Cole the title again. Then what you say is true, RJ. They have a couple more months of this before potentially Adam Cole maybe gets brought up. So,
are you not forgetting? I don't know if any of you realise, but are you forgetting that Adam Cole did attack William Regal?
Yes, he did. He did, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he hit him, yeah.
That was.
So we don't know if I'm not saying Regal's going to come back, and obviously his son is too green to come to America at the moment. Way too green. But Shawn Michaels, there's a rumor he wasn't happy with his last that Saudi Arabia disaster. So I don't know. I'm not saying that this feud won't necessarily go on for 3 months, but they have kind of opened up a storyline there with Regal.
The only
you don't know
thing,
who's gonna defend his
no,
honor.
you're right. The only thing that makes me doubt it might go on for 3 months is that this is an unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
Do you know
That's
what I mean?
normally
This
a
is
blow-up.
like, this is like,
Yeah, you look at
Yeah.
you know, the Gargano. It did start with an unsanctioned match. I swear at that.
oh, you're right. Yeah,
And-
sorry.
and then it went
yeah.
continued on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's sort of like
until
dropped
like
in,
until
it
like
dropped
they're
to
forced
levels
to
of the
qualify,
it dropped to levels of like it went last man standing and then street fight and just
Yeah.
to a normal match.
and then all it took was Candice LeRae to fucking kick Champ in the balls. That's really all it took to end it. So I mean,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
could've done that.
Did
They
you
should have
guys see
pulled the
the,
plug a long time ago. But
Did you guys see the whole altercation in the gym O'Reilly was training at? When
Yeah.
That was actually quite badass. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah.
I just
Well,
think this
expect
match
it to be a
is going
good
to be
match.
really violent, and I can't wait for it. I've never wanted to see a more violent match. Like, I've just,
They will be.
you know,
there will be a lot
the
more.
one
Yeah,
the one person good at unsanctioned matches is John Moxley. Like Dean Ambrose, John Moxley. He's
Yeah.
crazy. He's batshit crazy enough to not give a shit and put himself through pain.
I
But
think you have to put in
interesting
Joey
to have
Janela
a
as
new-
well.
yeah, the newer generation kind of handled these unsanctioned matches because you've got like the old school, like you got the Stone Colds, you got like old school, you got
Mick
Jake
Foley.
the Snake. Yeah,
all
Mick
the
Foley.
yeah.
Of course,
You've
man.
got all
Rikishi when he fell off that fucking Hell in a Cell chair.
literally.
Yeah.
Like- The Undertaker, he pushed himself to so many levels. You've got all these. It'd be interesting to see. Even going back, even though I'm not too Roman Reigns' heel turn isn't my favorite. The man is dedicated to his match, like he really is. Like look at his matches against Triple H, The Undertaker. Like he really pushes himself. But I want to see how Cole and Riley kind of can push themselves to the limits. I don't want like a basic bitch match. Basically, that's what I'm. I don't want a
They
basic.
definitely won't. They know.
Two things.
I don't want to go into Primark. I want to go into Harrods. So I want a Harrods match, not a Primark match. I really don't.
Two things, right? If you want to see how they actually match with each other, watch some old Ring of Honor stuff because they've
That's what I was gonna
had some
say.
classic matches in there. Two things. If you do a drinking game with how many in this match, how many super kicks is going to be or kicks, then you'll be paralytic 5 minutes in.
Just to clarify,
yeah.
Are they allowed to slap
I
five?
just might be doing that.
In NXT?
If it's the last match of the night, if it's the last match of the night, which I think it will be,
Yeah, I think
not
you will
gonna
as well.
lie, I'm gonna be doing shots every time they do a super kick. Welcome to NXT Takeover. We will be doing a watch along. So
It would be a very wild night.
Yeah.
literally. That's what's gonna happen though. I plan on doing this now.
But there is the now it's confirmed there is now ladder match now for now it's going to be like basically it's going to be the undisputed cruiserweight champion essentially.
Definitely.
I think Escobar should win it. He's a better character than Devlin, in my opinion.
I don't think.
Just my opinion. Devlin is a great.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Devlin is a great. I think he's a great wrestler, great character. But he's only just been introduced properly after like what, a year. Oh, he's had all these problems away from wrestling and everything like that. But he's only really just come back. I just think they have more invested in Escobar.
And I
If
think
this was NXT UK, it'd be
I
different.
feel like because I've watched NXT UK,
Yeah.
I've seen Devlin.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen this man live on the live tours as well, and he is incredibly talented.
No doubt.
I'd like to see a push for him, but then I get with Escobar. Escobar's just like, oh, it's tough. I can't call it. I'll have to see it on the night.
I think the main problem is Riley won't give Devlin the rub though, and it's nothing to do with him. As you said, although he's relatively new, we would love to see him get the rub. But I think the biggest problem is because you've already got Finn Balor as the champion. They're going to say that they're very similar in style because I know Balor trained him, but because they're similar in style, I don't think they're going to want two of the same champion or like of a similar ilk. So
Maybe.
that might be the
I mean,
thing.
I think the character of Escobar has really ran out. If I'm really honest, I mean,
Yeah, it's got stale now,
in the Cruiserweight Cup, I think that's where it peaked. I think when he had that little rivalry with Drake Maverick or Rockstar Spud, as we all know him. Let's be honest, but no, I just don't like his character. I think it's just a bad character. But he can move on to like say another rivalry. Say he can try and challenge for the NXT North American Championship. He can easily do that. But I mean, just at the end of the day, I don't think he should win.
Or is
And it's not biased from me. You know.
No. But is it? Could you see if Devlin loses, they've already got a storyline all set up with like a Finn Balor or something like that. They could push him up to face. He's basically Finn Balor's
I don't think they
he?
can.
No?
I just don't think you can do it because the fact is, like you said, he's not 100% there yet when it comes to like development for character. You've even said that. So I do think Santos Escobar, he can't even go for the title. I don't think even for the NXT title. North American, I think he can give a shot. You know what I mean? And like probably win it with Legado del Fantasma, obviously. But no, I just think Jordan should win because obviously he was the original champ. He won it fair and square.
Yeah.
He didn't have a tournament that was a fake champion. So I do think Devlin's the real guy. So and he didn't have to meet some midget that he was known as Rockstar Spud and was going to get fired, but then he cried on camera and then kept his job. So
Oh my God!
it is what it is.
Don't get me started on him. Oh, I could flick him with my pinky finger, and he'd go flying into the sea.
I haven't watched with Killian Dane. Killian Dane will be after you afterwards.
Yeah.
That's the besties.
That match.
Yeah, but where is Killian Dane after the Maverick match?
Injured.
What has happened? No, because Walter. I think Walter's done something to him or injured him or something because
he's so
he wasn't on the injury list. That's my worry. Is that I didn't know if it was leading up to a storyline of Walter versus Killian Dane. Because can you imagine that match?
Jesus, Big Damo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That would be a beautiful match.
If he goes back to Big Damo, then I can see Walter would hold his own, but Big Damo, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, literally.
What were you going to say, Laurie?
What was I going to say? I've forgotten now. I'm not even going to lie. I have forgotten.
We were talking about that Mexican fraud. The guy with two first names as his wrestling name, which does not make sense. I never knew what was the creative background to his name. Like, out of all the names, Santos Escobar.
Because he didn't really like. He had decent matches in Impact, but he wasn't anything outstanding when I saw him in Impact. It wasn't like there was no wow factor.
Yeah.
So it's surprising when people. It is surprising when people do get drafted in and then automatically to put a title on him. Like you could see. I mean, the Cruiserweight division, in all fairness, has been dead and buried for how long, and it's like no matter how much they try and resurrect it, there's nothing to invest in because there's no matches that.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, man. Because I think it was 2017 when they brought back the Cruiserweight tournament, and they had TJP, they had Brian Kendrick, they had Tony Nese, they had all these stars who were actually they weren't unknown to the WWE universe, but I mean, at the same time, you actually got pumped up. I mean, Rich Swann, who's now an Impact World Champion, was a great person. Obviously, he had his altercations, and then he was let go by the company. But I mean, even Neville was unreal as the
oh my God!
I think it all went south. I think it all went south when they gave it to Enzo Amore. I mean, the man is nowhere near. He should not touch a championship. If I'm really honest.
Oh my God!
He was good as a performer with Cass, and then when they broke Cass up,
But look at CM Punk. Look at CM Punk. He is like a prime example. The man was incredibly talented at WWE, and look how he was treated. And now he's moved on, and look at him now. Like,
I mean, Phil Brooks is doing what he needs to do to make a bit of money, so he's living life.
I mean, you've got to do what you've got to do. I mean, it could be worse. You could be doing. Actually, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna hold my tongue now.
I mean, even the Big Show was just like, yeah, I'm out of here. Let me go to AEW to be a bloody.
But this is my point.
Commentator.
If so many people who have been there for so long are now moving to AEW,
That's what I was going to ask Charlotte.
Well, one thing I want to ask as well, like, with the disappearance and when they got rid of Eric Young and EC3, I think they wasted two of probably the hottest free agents of all time. Like for me, Eric Young, it can be the biggest, and I don't want to curse, but biggest prick in the business if he wants to. Look what he's doing now. He is such a bad person in Impact at the moment.
Even forget that group. Do you remember Do you remember when
Fantasy.
Do you remember when Sanity, they had something good with them, and then they just made them lose to New Day straight away, and that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
They
got rid of Wolf to move here.
How many matches did they have on NXT that was just like awesome? And
They had one. The triple threat match was actually pretty good between them, DIY, and the Authors of Pain. Who surprisingly are nowhere to be seen. Surprise, surprise. Vince
But I was going to ask you guys, At what point do you think they keep losing their talent? The talent keeps getting frustrated, keep going to AEW. Well, at what point do you think it will actually hurt their pockets? Because that's the thing; it doesn't hurt their pockets right now.
When Becky Lynch doesn't come back to WWE, which I believe is true, I genuinely
that's the last straw.
Everyone says to me,
I can't.
"Oh, Charl, you're crazy," but we don't know how these people are getting treated. If there's so many people leaving and so many people asking to be let go, how many? I believe Becky Lynch has always been that one person who's been very controversial. The fans love her, a bit like CM Punk wasn't a favorite with Vince McMahon, or had the fans backing 100%. Look what happened to CM Punk. I'm just saying history does repeat itself sometimes, because if the person in charge doesn't change his thoughts and his way of thinking, how can anything change? And Vince McMahon is that old that you can't change a man's way of thinking. Now, if Triple H was in charge of that, different story.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. But I mean, with Becky Lynch, I think she'll definitely come back. I mean, Seth Rollins is probably going to get her back somehow, to be fair. I mean, we will probably talk about his storyline, which I am a big fan of, to be fair, of one person in that storyline. But, I do think Becky won't walk away. I mean, she did win, the 2 titles at WrestleMania 35. I mean, practically, with that movement, the man movement that she had when, Baszler broke her nose and all that crack. It broke her into superstar fandom. Do you mean? But I do see her coming back. I don't see her come back in a while because obviously they just recently had a kid. Just congratulations on the kid. But at the same time, just give her a bit of time; she'll come back. But.
And that is an excellent segue into the updated WrestleMania 37 card. So, we saw
The Rock versus Roman Reigns.
What WrestleMania card? Sorry, I was
WrestleMania
more
37. WrestleMania 37.
Oh,
next
that.
So,
can we
Is that the
talk
Hollywood
about that?
one?
Oh my! No, Hollywood one's next year.
Yeah.
No,
So
Hollywood one's 2020. Yeah, next year, 2022.
Yeah.
It's next year.
So they added a number. They added a number of matches to the card. So Bad Bunny versus The Miz.
Oh my God!
We all know who's doing that.
Let's say a match that you brought up. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins.
Cesaro.
I'm not even playing. I'm quite excited about that. Do you know what? I'm more excited that Cesaro has a WrestleMania moment. That's what I'm excited about. I don't care about Seth Rollins. I really don't care. I'm going to be so pissed off, so angry, and I'm trying to be a calm human being now. But let me tell you now, if Cesaro does not win this match, I'm going to be fuming. He has to win.
His last WrestleMania moment was when he was the Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant.
No, his last WrestleMania moment was against Braun Strowman and that stupid kid Nicholas, where they lost
Oh,
the tag titles.
Oh yeah, I
my
remember that.
God.
That was
WrestleMania
dead
30.
out.
But no, but the thing is, right? I never liked it at the start, but when I'm looking back at it, the Bar were probably the greatest tag team for link up. I mean, the storyline they had was always good.
Even
But the thing is,
whenever they did a promo, I was just engrossed.
yeah,
They could both wrestle, but their promos just got me as well. And when they got broke up, I was a bit pissed off. I don't know.
How can we all see Cesaro selling, but the one person that we need him to see it doesn't? I don't understand it.
Yeah,
How?
but
For me-
Cesaro's so
like-
talented. He's
Yeah.
so talented, and
He's
do you know
so
what? He's
underrated.
kind of been overlooked. He's been overlooked by people for so long,
Yeah.
and
How was it?
he gets like a budge, and I'm like, yeah, come on, and then he
Yeah.
gets like a moment, and I'm like, yes, come on, this is what. Like I've wanted to see Cesaro in a WrestleMania for a long ass time, but not as a tag team, but as a single competitor, because
Yeah.
we all know if all the fans know what he's capable of, let's see it. Show
Yeah.
us.
I think
Like-
I think a good example of that was when he took on John Cena in the United States Open Challenge. I mean, he brought
Yeah.
Cena to the limit, and that was one of the best matches
Yeah.
John Cena had. For a reason
Yeah.
that because Cesaro was the man to do it. I mean, you look at he's strong as hell. I mean, he lifted Big Show over the top rope at WrestleMania 30 was it or 31, whatever.
For
the-
So
Yeah.
it was 30. Oh
30
my
for
God,
you.
30.
That was 60 years ago. And
Yeah.
I mean, the man has not even got a world title. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what does this man have to do? Does he have to, get with one of the management's, a female's in management to get over? Or what's the story at this rate? I mean, the man is just so underrated. Like, I just hate
That
the fact
talking
that
smack when his promo talking smack,
Yeah.
that was brilliant. Brilliant again.
even Paul Heyman likes him. Even Paul Heyman
Yeah.
was like, I felt bad for him because after Brock Lesnar bet Undertaker, Cesaro went with Paul Heyman, which it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, it was really just to prop up Brock Lesnar. But it was never for Cesaro. Nothing is ever for Cesaro.
He's never needed a manager. He's got it all already.
It's got character already.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, no, and plus the Cesaro swing. I think how can you not get hyped with that finisher? I mean,
But one
it
of
is so good.
the things though he himself has credited is that Daniel Bryan is more involved backstage as well,
No, yeah.
like with the writing and everything and management.
Yeah.
You see
I'm
that.
thankful for that.
Yeah, exactly. So he's credited like him, like just giving his opinion backstage. We should be pushing this guy, or he should be wrestling this guy, or that guy, or something like that. And so, if Daniel Bryan's lasting legacy is that he transitions back to backstage, and we get the guys who are naturally gifted, and start stepping up, then I think that's an even bigger legacy than his on-screen stuff. But yeah, that match with Rollins, I really am looking forward to, and I hope they limit it to 6 matches per night, because they could still do the 3-hour thing, give these matches decent time.
Decent.
That match should easily be 20-25 minutes alone.
Yeah.
Just from bell to bell. Give it respect, give it that time, and build it. Don't have it
Andrew,
just one-off
you
match.
know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? The Bad Bunny versus The Miz will be longer than this match. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now.
That's so
It
true.
will be as well.
So
It will
true.
be as
Okay,
well.
so I've got the night 1 and night 2
Yeah.
I
link
think
up.
the
So
Paul
you
segment
got
will last longer.
night 1. Yeah. So you got
Vince's show the cash. You know what I mean? Things like that.
so night 1 is Lashley versus McIntyre, Banks versus Belair,
Yeah.
The Miz versus Bad Bunny, and Cesaro versus Rollins. And it looks like Cesaro versus Rollins is going to be the main event of night 1. The way it's put.
I know.
Put that.
Don't ever think about.
I know. I'm
the
just
way
saying
it's
it
put,
looks it, but I'm not
I think
assuming.
I think that tonight one they also added Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
The Raw Tag Team Championship
Yeah.
New Day against
And night
Omos
2,
and AJ Styles.
night
Guys.
2 is Reigns, Edge, Bryan,
Yeah.
Asuka versus Ripley, Big E versus Apollo, Owens
Yeah.
versus Zayn, The Fiend versus Orton. Now, coming on to that,
Yeah.
please tell me I'm not the only one that's ready to see Alexa Bliss fight Mrs. Orton, like Randy Orton's wife. That she is
Kind of read goes
fuming.
on real life voice.
Yeah.
Literally,
she's
I
all
don't know.
right.
I don't know if you saw the tweet she posted where
Yeah.
she goes,
Yeah, we did.
"You're effed, little girl." Like,
Yeah. I'd love to see it.
I did call it, but
Book
I
it.
don't think anyone saw it other than like I did put a tweet out, didn't I? Andrew
Yeah.
and Sven?
Yeah.
So I did put a tweet out.
Yeah. Like, within seconds.
Book this match. But unfortunately, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean,
Can I make a point about night one quickly? Just to go out quickly.
Yeah.
go on.
You forget there's a McMahon involved in a match. You think he's not going to be the main event?
Oh my god, yeah, Shane McMahon as well. Oh my god, no.
He's going to be in the main
Oh
event,
no!
isn't it?
Can we
I can
please?
see
No!
It will be.
Slens,
But
why
what
do you
can he
do this
do
to me?
fucking-
Do you know what?
No,
I'm
but he
so
brought a
happy.
good point
I'm
up.
so happy. I'm so happy Cesaro's in a match, and you go, Mr. Debbie Downer over there in the corner.
Can I just say though, Charlotte? Can I
there's
just
a
say
McMahon
the worst
in
thing
there,
is
like-
the worst thing is it will actually be a decent match. That's the worst thing about it.
I know.
It will be. I'm
literally.
telling you, it will be.
And that's
Shit,
because
it's
of
gonna
all
be a
the
WrestleMania.
It should be a 2-minute
man,
squash.
what can he jump up in the Thunderdome though?
You never know, bro. You know they'll find something.
Jump in the
No,
Thunderdome.
Bro, do you know what he'll do?
I
He'll
think
jump
is-
off Strowman's head and just finally like, kick him in the stomach somehow, man. That's what they're gonna come up with.
Yeah.
Creativity wise.
I mean, to be fair, Shane McMahon is the best in the world, apparently. So you know, it is what it
Oh
is.
my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
don't,
my
RJ, man.
Let's get that announcer just to say it again. Why don't we?
But RJ, we can't forget that Strowman is the greatest Royal Rumble winner ever as well.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
I mean,
Yeah.
that reigns better than Walter. To be fair, Jesus, longer. No one's going to challenge
Okay,
him. to be fair.
so RJ, I do have a couple of questions I want to ask you. Now, there's one is AEW and one is WWE.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shayna Baszler obviously last year joined Raw.
Yeah.
And they obviously in Elimination Chamber, she beat Asuka, she beat Asuka, she beat Natalya, she beat all 5 eliminations to kind of get to WrestleMania. And then they kind of did nothing with her. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the straight up WWE in it. To be fair, I mean, they should have. What I would say, right, is they've got the 4 horsewomen of the UFC and the 4 horsewomen in WWE. Book it. I don't care when they do it, but do it. That's what they should have done at least a long time ago. But I think she was unreal at in NXT. There was no point in her moving up to WWE to the main roster. And especially to Raw. I mean, Becky Lynch was going to be in champion for another 2 years if she didn't have that pregnancy. Let's be honest. I don't mind Becky. I think she's a good wrestler. You know, Ireland's own. You know what I mean. But just the fact is that WWE never have any good ideas when it comes to professional fighters like her, especially. I mean, even Riddle. I mean, it took Riddle how long to get that title shot? I mean,
long enough. Long enough,
Yeah.
right? Long
Well,
enough.
Plus his character is unreal.
So
yeah.
now moving on to my second question. AEW, I do want to move on to AEW just for this question. AEW women's division is incredibly talented.
Yeah.
However, I'm just sick and tired of Nyla Rose, if I'm really honest. I want to see someone like Britt Baker have a title shot.
Yeah, I agree. I do think Britt Baker does stand out, probably as the most favourable person, really, to the fans' eye. If you know what I mean. For me, I think that's the one thing that's a problem with AEW's women's division is they don't really have a leader that stands out. You know, you look at WWE, they've had Asuka, they have Becky Lynch, they have Charlotte, they have loads of people. But when I'm looking at that division, I don't see anyone that really steps up and would really has like a household name, if you know what I mean. Like, I think if they were really smart, they should have signed Taya Valkyrie. She would have dominated that division probably for 2 years, and people would have actually watched it because she's that good of an entertainer.
Or even if they were smart, what they would do, this new faction, the Pinnacle, you would think Blanchard would bring in his daughter.
Oh yeah, I mean that'd be interesting.
Yeah, there's issues outside of.
That's
Wrestling with
there
Tessa
is,
Blanchard.
but like a smart booker would have. If Tony Khan wants to throw money around, that's what you think he would do.
The only problem Tony Khan has is that he said that he would never work with Hulk Hogan, right? Because of what Hulk Hogan did. There's accusations against Tessa Blanchard as well.
That's
regarding that. And
Oh
I
yeah,
don't,
Tessa
do
Blanchard.
you know what I mean? So I
I
think
mean,
he
yeah.
can't go. He can't, because if he was to sign Tessa Blanchard,
It
someone
does
like me
make
would
him
go.
look like a hypocrite.
Someone
Yeah,
like
no,
me would
he's-
go, well, what do you mean? Like, why you said you
Yeah.
wouldn't sign Hulk Hogan? Why you signed Tessa Blanchard? I think Tessa Blanchard is a phenomenal talent. She's a phenomenal talent. But and also, let me just point out, none of this it's just accusations, right? It's not like no one's ever. Oh God,
We've had this
Fuck it.
conversation.
You
Vince
just
is gonna
missed
book it, boys.
yeah.
Logan Paul, WWE
We've-
champion. Let's
Well,
go.
I mean, we
You're like Rio
we
Ferdinand.
actually
Put it on the table.
we actually haven't had a conversation about Logan Paul being
I was hoping everyone
in
forget about this.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But we do
We
need to
can't.
now address the comment because RJ's going to love life right now. We do need to address whether Logan Paul is actually going to be in WrestleMania or not on like a serious note.
Are we just deflecting off AEW then, or are we gonna finish?
Yeah, no. That can come on. Go. You carry on about AEW. It's okay. I'm just. Go on, carry on.
No, we were just saying about the women's division and whatnot. I mean, it does make sense as you said. For what's her name? No, my mind's gone blank. Britt Baker.
Tessa
It would make
Blanchard.
sense. But
Tessa
Britt Baker-
Blanchard.
Oh yeah, that's what you were saying. Yeah, it would, but I understand where you're coming from, Andrew, as well. And I think what they're doing at the moment, if you look very carefully, the way they're pushing Jade Cargill, I think they're going to put the strap on her.
Yeah,
I can see
Yeah.
it happening, even though she's not ready
Yeah,
for it.
I can see it happening. But
She might not be ready for it, but they need a heel champion,
yeah,
and
no,
they
they
haven't
do.
had a heel champion for a while. Is there actually a heel? I mean, I don't know what Kenny Omega is, so they
Yeah.
haven't really got a heel champion.
I mean,
That's
what
the,
I think they're doing with Kenny
yeah.
Omega is they're going to give him all the belts. I mean, you look at Impact Wrestling, they're putting him versus, what's his name, Rich Swann.
Yeah.
For like he's going to lose that. Like, there's no way in hell they're going to say, "Oh yeah, AEW, let's give the belts over to Impact." Like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Plus, he mentioned Kota Ibushi's name on Impact. When he did his promo. So
Exactly.
Um,
I
there's
mean,
always going to be that. So
I mean, like, it's just.
if you notice, AEW's my big thing about AEW is that their storylines are not. I don't think they grab you. They don't grab your attention. Do you know what I mean? It's like, they have great matches, but all it is to me is week by week they have great matches, but I don't know what their end game is on some of these.
I think the Sting, Darby Allin, and now they're going to be feuding with Matt Hardy. I think that's going to be a good feud. I think they're going to do a good storyline there because
But the whole thing, the whole way that came about, like, I'm so confused about how many storylines they were trying to put Darby Allin in the week before.
Yeah, that's true.
You had
Everyone
to come out at him. You had Taz's team Taz still coming after him, and it's like I'm confused. And then now Matt Hardy's feuding with him. So
Scorpio Sky. He's not finished with Scorpio Sky.
Yeah.
Like, how many feuds is he going to actually be in?
Yeah.
I mean, I think, if you're Darby Allin, I say you love it because the thing is,
Of course,
I love Darby because the thing is, he's such a psychopath in a way where, like, his finisher is a coffin drop. Like, that could easily go wrong, but he doesn't give a shit. He just go like, yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's just jump off the top rope and try and hit my opponent.
I don't know if it's you guys though. I'm tired of them at Daily's Place, man. It's just, when I see that, I just get tired of it, man. It's just like, for me, sometimes it's because I see where they're still coming out of, and I know it's not their fault, but it's like going,
the good guys, bad guy thing.
Yeah, oh, the two tunnels. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But that, do you know what though? I wouldn't be surprised if the wrestlers got confused because I told like a couple of weeks ago there were so many face and heel changes on one show. And then like Brian Cage, I think has he turned face now because he was praising Sting. It was like, and then Lance Archer was coming out of the face tunnel, but verbally assaulting Sting and still going down the face. So it's like I don't understand what's going on. It's like what? Anyway, but I think what what's missing.
What are Death Triangle? I don't know. Death Triangle were faces a few weeks ago. I get the Radio Kid were covering for Pac, but now they're just some.
Yeah.
Like it's like because Pac's gone, they've decided fuck it, we're gonna go heel again.
Yeah.
So
and now And now what? The Pinnacles replace the Inner Circle, so now I'm supposed to cheer on the Inner Circle. We haven't really earned it, but I don't know if anyone agrees with me. Are they setting that up for another their second Stadium Stampede match or something? Do you reckon? Inner Circle and the Pinnacle.
I mean, why not? I can see that happen.
Does anyone apart from me, like, I know this is random, but I've just been thinking this now. Does anyone but me need a Remax for the John Moxley, like the little? I mean, I can't call them lights at the end. They were just like fizzles. They went zzz, and then just went dead. They just went.
Turned out to be like a.
It was like a fire. It's like a firework that didn't go off properly. It like it attempted to be lit, and then it just went nah.
It's why I imagine a fairy would fall out, basically. A little thing.
Yeah. No, it's like those illegal fireworks you get. You know, the one that says the Dominator, and then you light it, and all it goes.
If only they used like a clip of just like a bomb going off, that would have been just. That would have.
You'll have the camera shake. Have the camera shake.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what they did in New Pro? No, never mind. New Pro Wrestling.
Oh!
By the way, I have to say, guys, we didn't touch on the main event of WrestleMania.
The triple
kind of breezed over it. We chose how excited we are for it.
Okay, so I mean, I think a lot of us expected it. I mean, this is WWE; it's predictable. For me personally, I knew the minute that Daniel Bryan stepped foot into the mix, he was kind of gonna get what he wanted. It reminded me of like what did they do? The triple threat. It was like the Triple H, then Batista.
Yeah, it was like
Bryan, he got shoved in again. Yeah.
And I'm a bit like, is this your last chance before you go and focus backstage and retire finally? Or, but for me, I'm going to be really honest here, and I'm going to be really blunt. I would have rather just seen Edge versus Roman Reigns. Sorry, not sorry. I know this makes it more interesting being a triple threat with a title match, is that Roman Reigns doesn't have to get pinned.
Yeah, I think that's why I know.
It. I like the triple threat style where it doesn't matter who gets pinned, but I would have liked to see how Edge came back from the fact that he did get another injury while he's been back at WWE. And I would have liked to see how he came back from that against Roman Reigns. Because if there's one person you're going to put in a ring who's going to push you to your edge at the minute, it's Roman Reigns. Like, I would have liked to see the potential for that. But, I mean, a triple threat's always good. I like a triple threat because of the kind of style. But I don't know. What RJ's rolling his eyes. RJ, go on. Hit me.
I don't know what it is, but I despise this Roman persona. I liked it at the start, but it's now gone so dull. Like, the man doesn't wrestle for 10 minutes. I mean, he just shows up after they kill each other. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think somebody, Edge and Bryan, they're going to kill each other. Then bloody Roman's going to show up and take out the pieces. That's what's happened for the entire run of his thing. But, you know, I want to see a different I'd want to see a different champion, if I'm really honest.
I think that's why they've done it. That's why they've done it.
That's why I believe as well.
They can keep him strong. Why not have him? He won't have the pin or the submission. Do you know what I mean? Because listen. They made him look vulnerable because he tapped out to Daniel Bryan. Yeah. Daniel Bryan tortured him, literally physically tortured him at Fastlane. But if they have an excuse to go, well, they can still keep him strong, but by not having him lose the belt and give it to Edge or Daniel Bryan. Plus, you know what? I'm thinking about it. I mean, I'm glad they added Daniel Bryan because I don't know how many weeks I could take of Edge and Roman Reigns. Edge and Roman Reigns spearing each other week in, week out. Do you know what I mean?
This is two trying to spear each other. Just
yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I'll say about Roman though? What I'll say is, if you don't like the character, if you despise him, I kind of think he's doing his job correctly. That's how I see it. If you dislike the character, you dislike then I kind of see it as, okay, you know what, you're doing your job as a heel. Do you know what I mean? But unless that stops you from watching the product, then obviously that's different. But
I think for me it reminds me of that Shane McMahon heel, like where it didn't really make sense after a long time. Sure, like at the start it made a lot of sense because with the Jey Uso thing made a lot of sense. I think just because Jimmy's not part of that, I think that's the reason why it's not doing well. Because like, you know, they're obviously the bloodline. That's what it would have been called. To be fair, I think they had say Jimmy and Jey win the the tag team titles,
Yeah.
Roman with the Universal title. It make a lot of sense. It's just Jay's doing nothing. He's been like a
He's just fodder, isn't he? He's just like he gets
Exactly.
yeah, you know what I mean. He just gets fed. Or
it's just that's why I don't really like it. To be fair, just it's gone really arseways if I'm really honest. But I'm just waiting for that guy who looks like Brock Lesnar to fucking rock up and kick everyone's ass. To be fair, from the Performance Center, I personally think that could happen at Mania. I think he could rock up and say, "Yo, what's up? I'm Brock Lesnar's cousin. I'm not gonna whoop your ass." Like, or even Lesnar could show up. You never know how it is because.
I thought.
I hope
You know what though? I thought they were going to do something with him and Nakamura. You know, after Nakamura went through the gauntlet, and then I thought they were going to do something, but they never did anything. And I thought,
I think
would
ever
be
since
unique.
WrestleMania 34, they ruined Nakamura.
oh yeah.
badly.
Surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I liked at the start where they're like, "Oh yeah, no speak English." He was like this heel that like
yeah. I was
didn't
fine,
speak
but-
the language. He was just being an
It
asshole.
was
But, like,
funny for me. It worked.
I love the Styles feud as well. I loved it, man.
No,
The
but
Styles
I liked it,
feud.
yeah, but the ending was horrible. The ending,
The ending is again obviously that's how they always do it. Yeah.
they could have if they put AJ Styles heel. I think that would have been probably the greatest heel move of all time because AJ Styles can do it like heel or face. I mean, you look at him now. I mean, he's a heel right now, but he's a joke at the moment.
But
For-
the feud in Nakamura though, there was like 8 matches in 2 months or something. Do you know what I mean? It was like
yeah,
it's like they should have spaced it out. It was like they just
You
rushed
know what I
it.
realized, guys? You know what I realized? Yeah. You know, AJ Styles. I was thinking about it. AJ Styles technically had the last Undertaker match, right?
Yeah.
Technically, yeah. What is like? How has he gone from there? Like, has it? How do they work on that? No way. Like, it's nothing. Again, nothing.
I mean, we all knew that the Undertaker was going to bury him alive.
Of course he was.
No
Of course
way
he was.
that
It's still his. Yeah, of course, it's still his last match. Do you know what I mean? It's still a big achievement.
Yeah.
But still, regardless of that, nothing. Ever since then.
I
like
why
it's
he-
kinda-
why did he
kinda-
need
it's
to
kinda
put someone
ironic,
over- Why is he putting over Stormzy? I don't understand it. I really don't understand.
He didn't even know his name. Like he didn't know his name after like 7 weeks. To be fair,
But he's a big guy, man. He's
just
7
a
foot.
big fella. Yeah, big fella.
I see a lot of potential in him. Though. I see a lot of potential in him.
Yeah, but who you get? The issue is who do you put him against, man?
Braun,
It's like
honestly.
you don't. I mean, what do you put him against?
AJ Styles. I mean,
No.
Are we talking about Styles or?
I mean, him versus Riddle would have been a shout. To be fair, I actually wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, they should have done Styles
Like
against
Riddle's
Riddle.
doing nothing.
They should have done Styles against Riddle. That would have been.
I
at least that would
love
have been
Riddle.
a good
Though. That's
match.
the thing. I don't want him to lose the title.
No,
Riddle
no,
always
but
gives a good
but they
performance.
still could have had the match because it's like
Oh, yeah,
I'm really I don't know about you, but I'm glad Big E broke off from the New Day, man, because I think that group needs to just split
no.
because
Well past this
I think they
far,
could
Yeah.
have done. I think they could have done like
I'd like to see an Xavier Woods heel turn on Kofi Kingston. That's what I'd like to
That's
see.
what I was going to say. They're more worried about what they would do with him. I think that's
Yeah.
what the biggest problem is. Because we
Big
both
E-
know Kofi and Big E are single stars already.
You can
It's
build
too-
Big
it's
E
too much
now.
merchandise,
What you
guys.
can do is you can build Big E for an entire year to get him ready for the main event next year. If they go back to full stadiums, you know what I mean? You could get him ready for that. Build him up. Because I've always thought the rumor of him like being against Roman Reigns is far too quick for Big E in a singles run. Build
Yeah.
him up. And whoever the heel champion is on whatever brand, build him up and have Big E go against him next year. Because he could do it then.
one thing I want to touch on. I feel bad for this person. Keith Lee, probably one of the most charismatic guys of wrestling history. He's got buried so quickly. I mean, like first it was the theme music, then it was his like the fact that he's portraying that he's fat. Like, what does Vince McMahon truly hate this man? Like, what? He's such a lovable guy as well. Like, so what's your opinions on
Even the way that
that?
he raised the talk, like the music and the talking, you kind of suspected something was going to go wrong. But again, it's like the problem that you always have. Does Vince watch any of NXT's matches?
No,
I don't
I
know.
don't think he does.
I don't think he
He
watches
doesn't
indies
invest
as
any
well.
time of it at all.
No.
Because you see what they do there, and then you're like, please don't put him up because we know what's going to happen. And like as you said, even for Keith Lee to like, he was every time he was like close to the title picture.
Yeah.
He's the one that got made to look like a chump.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, when
Where
in
did
the,
he go? Does anyone know where he went when Randy Orton was feuding with McIntyre? Because
Yeah.
he was 1 minute he's in the ring, He just disappeared into oblivion.
I think he's got actual injuries, though. I was
No,
reading.
not that.
Yeah, he
I'm
does,
saying
he does,
in
yeah.
general, though.
No, but
Yeah.
injuries is not
During the
injuries not the reason why he's
Yeah.
been put off TV. I mean, what else does he have? Like, to me,
Yeah.
let's be honest. I mean, back in NXT, he was the North American champion. He was the NXT champion. He did it all. I mean, but what I just
Well, at this rate,
it's
guys,
so
yeah.
heartbreaking. Because the thing is, I watched him from Indies to now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the fact is, he's like a cuddly toy, right? That can do
Yeah.
backflips. He can
Yeah.
kick someone's ass. He can jump over the
So
top rope. I mean,
charismatic.
he can do
Yeah.
everything. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
literally money when you look at him. But
But I was going to ask you guys, if you're a talent in NXT, do you actually want to go up? Do you actually want
No.
to join?
No,
Joanna? You
I
don't.
wouldn't.
You actually don't.
I have a question. So obviously, if we're talking about underrated wrestlers and wrestlers that have been kind of shoved to the side
Oh,
more
I know.
recently, Dominic Dijakovic.
Oh,
He obviously
man.
was-
Blackjack.
He was chucked into Retribution, which I
Yeah.
think is the world's shittest group. Like, there's nothing come of it. It's a waste of my time.
Oh.
They bigged it up. They hyped it up with all this like, oh, the blips are coming. Like, it's coming. And then it just failed miserably. Mustafa Ali was an incredibly, on 205 Live, he was incredibly talented.
What?
Yes, Laurie. Like he was like 205. Mustafa
Yeah.
Ali was actually incredible.
The heart of
What's
205
happened?
Live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Mustafa
I-
Ali. I actually enjoyed watching him, and now it's just sad to see what he's become. Even Mia Yim. I'm fuming at this. Mia Yim, like now we're on to like wrestlers that like I'm getting angry. Mia Yim, incredibly talented. What have they
It's not
done
only
to her?
that-
Put her in
it's not only that.
Retribution.
One thing I want to say is, right, I can name loads of people that like have been ripped off. I mean, you look at the Viking Raiders, known as the
Oh.
Oh my
Raiders.
god, I love
Viking
the Viking
experience.
Raiders.
Hold on, not
Viking
done. Ricochet.
Yes. Where is he? Where
And
is he?
yeah, he's probably ricocheted back up to, somewhere
Alistair
else.
Black.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh,
I
Alistair
mean,
back.
what I believe is, look, I think Vince has his favorites, and until he leaves, I think that's not going to change. But for me, I got recommended this video. It was Will Ospreay versus Ricochet, and the two of them were like, they were literally like gymnastics, like jumping around, doing flips, kicking each
They
other.
were flying. They were-
Yeah,
they were
exactly.
flying.
And that's the thing. If I was someone like WWE, sign Will Ospreay, tell them, look, you two will put you together, have a little rivalry or something like that, and then have a go. But the thing about Ricochet is, how can you put him as a heel? That's the only thing I can see. Like, you can't put Ricochet as a heel because A, he's a midget, B,
Yeah.
he can fly,
Mhm.
and C, his character is like, yeah, I'm not a bad guy. I'm just, I can do this. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the stuff he did with Velveteen Dream, another person who's been put on the shelf, was unreal. I thought it
I
was
forgot
cool.
about him.
Anything-
I genuinely forgot about him.
I mean,
Not because he's not talented, but because I haven't seen him on
Yeah.
anything for so long. And it's a lot of those. When you said some of those names when you were listing it, I was like, oh yeah, but it's not because they're not
Yeah.
good wrestlers.
100%.
It's because I haven't seen them. They've been pushed aside. And then
Yeah.
when someone's like, oh, do you remember this person? I'm like, shit, like the Velveteen Dream on NXT was my favorite. Like
All
the
I would say,
entrance,
his-
the
his-
character, the
his run
suave.
his run with the North American Championship is probably the greatest run in the modern era, if I'm really honest. Because like he'd come out on this little sofa with like the the
Oh,
purple
yeah.
the purple thing, just like the Dream has an offer for you, and then just like if it doesn't work, Dream over, just go then, and then it's over. I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great persona, but like I think that injury definitely got rid of him for good, and I think as well as that, he
Yeah.
had some other issues as
Allegations
well.
against
outside
him,
the-
didn't he? Yeah.
But you mentioned Ricochet, bro. Ricochet, wasn't he supposed to be like a face superhero at one point, right? With a whole
Exactly.
yeah. So how did you turn him heel from there? Then how does that even work?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
makes
you,
no
you,
sense, man.
you make him attack like Riddle or something. That's definitely going to work. The fans will be like, "Oh, that's really cool." No, they won't give a shit. That's how it is. All I'm saying is, bring them back down to NXT. Make NXT the greatest show that there is. They'll beat AEW in the ratings if you bring all those talent back. Ricochet, the War Raiders, and you know what? Bring whoever you want down there. To be fair, because that's the
Yeah.
thing that's happening. I mean,
The obvious choice of Ricochet because he's not a big talker. I'd put
he
him
doesn't
with
need to be a
MVP.
big talker.
But
He
I'd
doesn't
put him
need
with MVP.
No,
Just to
MVP.
clarify
no.
something,
MVP
can we just
and
can we
Bobby
just
Lashley
move?
would be great.
Maybe.
Can we just move everyone in the last 3 years that's been moved up to Raw and SmackDown? Can we move them back to NXT?
Yeah.
I need this. I want to see. I want to see Mia Yim versus Gonzalez. I want to see Mia Yim versus Shotzi Blackheart. Like, I want to see some good matches. I want to see Ricochet like against Finn Balor. What
That
a
would be
match that would be.
That-
So, like, all these matches, like, can you imagine a triple threat match? Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, Finn Balor. Enough said.
I think Mustafa Ali's just gone. I think his character has just been broken down by this retribution. I don't like
No, I tell you when it started. When he got punted in the face by Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston
Yes.
took his place. Since then, it's been all the way down.
Like, even with that, like, wait, what else? I was going to think of something. Hold on. Oh shit! Just popped out of my head. No. No. Yeah. Fair enough. That's all good.
He's just gone.
I'm trying to remember it. And then just heard that and the stream over sound. Right. Okay. That's right.
But if you think about it, in the last 5 years, how many NXT call-ups have actually been like adequately successful? Like just mildly successful. Not
Well,
even.
judging by the way Apollo Crews is now coming about, you're gonna have to wait 5 years until they called up for them to be successful.
You just have to wait for that accent to kick in. I mean, he would.
You literally have to say Finn Balor's the only one, and it was unfortunate that he got the injury.
I don't know, man.
Was he successful though, Laurie? Was he? Because
No, it was not. It was not successful.
Not successful, but I'm saying as the first Universal Champion
Yeah.
in that sense.
For me, what they did was they killed off his Demon King character. I love that Demon King character.
Yeah.
It was the greatest alter ego there has ever been in the WWE.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I mean, even Jeff Hardy. I mean, he had Willow in TNA, which was a big fan of. To be fair,
But could you imagine if they actually gave him a good storylines, what a WrestleMania match between the Fiend and the Demon would look like?
But
that would work. That would work.
That would work, right? That would
The
work.
thing is, you guys mentioned the Fiend, right? Charlotte actually made this point on a watch along like a week ago about the Fiend. He should have a similar thing to the Demon Balor, where it's not a thing.
Yeah, exactly,
where it's not all the time. It's not in your face all the time. That's true.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, because I feel like
the thing is-
this new fiend is kind of like the burnt fiend. Like, I would. Do you know what the problem is? Is Bray Wyatt on his own is an incredible wrestler.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Even-
I would like to see. Personally, I would like to see a switch. I wouldn't just like to see the Fiend all the time, because for me, the person behind the mask can still wrestle. Like, it doesn't have to be all the time. You could just be like an 80-20. But I'm just saying, I'd like to see that one match, maybe every 8 months, where Bray Wyatt wrestles as Bray Wyatt.
I mean,
Do you know what? It doesn't even have to be every 8 months. I just would like to see it once.
It's almost as if the Fiend has been turned into like a horror version of Eugene. I'm going
oh my god!
I'm going there with it. He's just a horror version of Eugene. I
hate how that makes sense. I hate how it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What I think with the Bray Wyatt Fiend thing, and for me, you can't really compare it to like Finn Balor, because the fact is, right, when you look at Bray Wyatt, the character now, I mean, the guy, he's Firefly Funhouse. He was a nice guy who just, he was like asking nice things and all that. Now, I mean, the guy,
Sorry.
My voice is spoken again. No. To be fair, I like his character. I do think it's a revamp for what he was with the Eater of Worlds and all that crack. But the Fiend just makes a lot more sense. I know he's thrown in our face so much times, but at the same time, you do have to realize the fact that it's probably the best thing that's there really at the moment. I mean, look at everything else. I mean,
yeah.
I just
think
with the Fiend, man, they've got to build him back up again, because you have him losing to a 58-year-old Goldberg. You can't even do a proper
Spear, jackhammer, it's over.
The problem is,
and then Goldberg's like, the kids will love it, and then
also,
everyone
the problem
just
is, you should have never have put a title on the Fiend. The Fiend doesn't need a title. Doesn't need to be world champion. Okay, not for a while. You know what I mean? He's an attraction on himself. In fact, you could say he might, because he's bigger than the title, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't need it to get over. But I think the demon for Finn Balor might, if they continue this Karrion Kross feud, it might come out during this feud, because of course, Karrion Kross, you know what I mean? It might be something that he has to draw on or something.
It's what you said, Andrew. He should have never lost. If he didn't lose, then it would have been heat. Like the character would have been so much heat.
Oh, the
behind
Fiend,
it.
yeah.
The Fiend. He should have just never lost. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, he got damaged. He got damaged in that Seth Rollins Hell in a Cell match as well.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Seth Rollins got a lot of hate as well from that. I mean,
stupid red light.
Yeah.
And how can you stop a Hell in a Cell match? It's a Hell in a Cell match.
Oh my God,
There's no disqualification.
Yeah. No, but that was the funny thing. I mean, someone's like, their confidence, like, oh, why did you not stop us? Oh, the match got to go on, or something like that. And we don't want to give him 2 injuries out of regret in later life. And then someone's like, yeah, I bet Sting was the exact same, or something like that. Someone said that to him. I'm like, oh, dear Christ, above.
It is just like when you have a no DQ match and it gets called a no contest.
Yeah. At Raw rate, you go like, yeah, that's fair. Let's call it a day, lads. You know, you've killed each other enough. I mean,
the thing is, Vince ain't leaving as well, man. He's just not leaving.
Yeah,
he's not
exactly.
fucking leaving.
I mean, with also modern medicine, I don't think he's going to die anytime soon. So I mean,
and he's not a human being, anyways. Have you seen the way he looks like?
Yeah, like he's getting ripped. He's getting like fucking nutrition workouts and all that crap as well. Like the man won't die in a long time. To be fair, I mean. We'll all look back in this time and we'll say, oh, do you remember the time we were saying, oh, Vince McMahon should retire, you know what I mean?
Hyperbolic chamber or something, man, just sitting there, writing down.
He's going to build himself an android body. That's what he's going to transfer his brain onto it. That's what he's going to do. Then he'll never sleep at all. He'll be like 24/7.
Facts.
And he's
saying one fact I love about Vince, right? One fact I love about Vince, I've just read this somewhere. He hates sneezing because he sees it as a weakness. So whenever someone sneezes next to him, he sends them out of the room.
Yeah, that's what the late great Brody Lee.
Goddamn, COVID is going to have a great war with him if that ever happens.
But that's what Brody Lee did. Remember, Brody Lee did it in AEW.
Oh yeah.
On his first thing, someone sneezed. Yeah, someone sneezed. And he went, "Get out! What are you sneezing for?"
Yeah. I think it was John Silver or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I love the Brody Lee character.
WrestleMania 38, Vince McMahon versus COVID-19. That's the Hollywood match right there.
But we've seen Vince McMahon versus God, so
exactly.
we'll see anything, man. Oh, this man.
We haven't got your opinions on the Bobby Lashley scenario. What do you think of him as the almighty WWE champion?
It's about time.
Best thing going on right now.
I mean,
my opinion.
Like it's about time he got the championship. I've waited long enough for this to happen, and actually, I'm quite enjoying. MVP has come in and done wonders. Now I can't fully give Bobby Lashley full credit. The wrestling side, Bobby Lashley. The voice, the promos, all MVP. The tactics, all MVP. The man is a tactical genius. Am I really happy Bobby Lashley's champion? Yes, but MVP is giving me life goals. The man is giving me life goals.
Yeah. What I would say about, like, if you ever watched like TNA back in the day with Bobby Lashley and like it was all MVP that was driving to be that champion, to be that dominant guy. Now they finally brought it. I mean, like, it's better than watching Lashley and Lana trying to cheat on Miro. That was nightmare to watch.
Oh my! That was Heyman though. That wasn't Heyman behind it a little bit.
Oh no, that was just trying to get like the getting to Raw to like +16 so that people actually might watch it. You know what I mean?
But that was an issue with Lashley. They wasted him for 2 years before they got MVP back.
Yeah. Well, one thing I would love to see, I'm just like, I think they're kind of waiting for like Brock Lesnar to return to the super fight. And to be fair, I think it could go either way. Like, it'd be good crack, but at the same time, I mean,
just as long as he doesn't face Roman. If he faces Roman Reigns again, I'm not going to watch it.
No,
he's done it. It's too many.
No, Lesnar versus
Lashley. I'd like to see Lashley. Yeah, that's fine.
Lashley, that has to happen. Yeah,
but just don't do a Roman Reigns
and put Lashley over, please.
I mean, I know. And the thing was, right, Lashley took on Reigns at Extreme Rules or Payback, one of those two, right?
Yeah.
And he bet him. The next night on Raw, Roman Reigns won. So I mean, yeah, it is
Yeah,
what
exactly.
The
Takes
WWE
away.
do what they want. To be fair, like
Yeah.
it's
Well, exactly. Yeah, it's like whenever anyone becomes a new champion, like in the Continental US or tag, they then lose their next match,
Yeah.
non-title. But it's like,
I mean-
what's the point?
Do you know what's gonna happen? By the way, Lesnar's
What?
gonna come back and he's gonna face Reigns as a face, isn't he?
Yeah,
He just is. He just is.
I don't mind. I like that. I remember there was one time Lesnar was face, and it actually was pretty good. But I think in the modern era, I don't think that will do well. To be fair, I mean,
Yeah.
wait, what? He was face
Charlotte, you're
against
muted.
Seth Rollins, but
No, do
But
you know what? The
everybody-
problem I have with Lesnar is that he doesn't turn up. He only turns up when it's suitable for him, when it's a big event. Like, and anyone telling me otherwise, like maybe when they're younger, yes. But now it's on his time, on his contract, and when he wants. Now, if we're talking about the old school Lesnar, I'd agree with you because old school Lesnar was class. But the bigger he's got and the more money he's got, the more it's on his time when he wants. Whereas
Just
I'd rather have a
Sponsor,
champion that's willing to turn up every week.
I mean, he's part of the
I
best
mean,
match
you
I've
can't
ever
ask for-
seen. Sorry, go on.
yeah. I'm sorry, no, you can't really expect him to a John Cena to show up every week, every morning, you know, and just say like, "Yeah, the champion's here, boys. Come on, let's go." Like the thing with Lesnar is like he does have an attitude. He does want to do things his way, or you know, his way or the highway. To be fair, but yeah, no. What I think Lesnar, as obviously Slen said, he is part of one of the best matches.
Facts.
You know, yeah,
The
he is.
angle
And the
one.
thing with exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
simple as
Yeah,
that. When he tried to
incredible.
like go off the top rope and you know nearly killed
Oh,
himself
my
with the that. No, but like that's how ballsy he is. But the thing what I say about Lesnar is, you can put him with any small guy, he will put them over so much. I mean, you look when he fought Finn Balor. Finn Balor actually had a chance of winning, and who actually gave him the chance? It was Brock Lesnar. It was only he had to end it because obviously you know Lesnar was never going to lose. When the name of God is Lesnar going to say, "Oh yeah, let me lose to this small guy like who's like half the size of me"? I mean,
Or Daniel Bryan put him over.
exactly. AJ Styles, Ricochet, the list goes on. I mean, when you talk on Braun Strowman, the match was horrible because Braun Strowman is not a guy that really suits Lesnar. If I'm really honest, and quite frankly,
Lesnar's always said he liked fighting a smaller guy. That's why he sells more to them. He sells more to them, you know.
But it makes sense. Like
it makes sense, right? I mean,
let the smaller audience believe that the smaller guy actually has a chance of being him. Do you know what I mean?
Best matches have always been like that.
Even with like Cain Velasquez, I mean that was horrible. Like I mean, they built him up like. I mean, to be fair, like in real life, I mean, you never know how it goes because, you know, we all know how the first fight went in the UFC with them. You know, Lesnar got ass whooped. It was funny to be fair, but yeah, at the end of the day, you know, you just have to understand Lesnar is a ghost for me because the fact that he's still there, well, not there, but you know what I mean, he's there spiritually, and he can come in, he can whoop in any, he can just come into the title picture. Some people might not like it, but the true people will know, yeah, it's the best thing for the company.
I do agree. I think that's part that's part of his character. Listen, we wouldn't hate him as much if he was in week out. I'll be honest, because he's entertaining, right? But because he's whatever he wants,
you can't have him week in week out, man.
You can't have him John Cena. John Cena is I think the only
effect.
Yeah. I mean, Roman Reigns was like, for me, he was like a copy of John Cena until this little heel turn. Like, do you know what I mean? You can't copy John Cena for me because, like, the thing with John Cena is, especially during like his low times, he still pushed people. Like, do you know what I mean? Especially in that US Open challenge, I think the amount of people he pushed, and he even pushed Alberto Del Rio when he lost the title.
Yeah,
Alberto Del Rio looked huge, like, you know, after that title win, But like I said, it's John Cena. I mean, the man, you put him on any thumbnail, you're getting like 1,000 views regardless. That's how it is at this rate. But
I have a question for you, RJ. Actually, do you think we actually underrate him as a character?
Who, John Cena or Brock Lesnar?
Yeah. No, John Cena.
Underrate him as a wrestler. So
I mean, his last match with the Fiend, that I don't know what the story was behind that. I mean. Yeah, John Cena's a big. It didn't make.
You didn't like it? Oh, I actually enjoyed it, man.
No, there were some parts where I liked it, but there's some parts I'm like.
I think he means like why are they fighting? It doesn't make
exactly.
Sense.
The NWO shite, that was a bit of crack. To be fair, he just comes out with the belts and all that. And that's why I kind of thought it was funny, but at the same time, I think John Cena probably I don't think you class him as underrated. I think
Yeah.
people understand that he's one of the GOATs. People do understand that he was one of the hardest working people. Even Big Show said he's the strongest lad that ever came from WWE. You know, he said that like he could order a pizza, he can order Chinese, he can order anything when he's on John Cena's arms. To be fair, I mean the man even like
I say
the great Khali like at some
the
rate.
reason I say underrated is I think there is a lot of wrestling snobs out there when it comes to John Cena. And
Yeah,
his actual
well, obviously,
wrestling matches.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you actually
7 years
look, he's
through,
been in some of the greatest wrestling matches
Yeah,
there's ever
100%.
been.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
100%.
the stuff with CM Punk, his matches with CM Punk they are stellar.
Andrew, even AJ Styles more recently.
AJ Styles,
Yeah,
AJ Styles.
yeah. Yeah,
Even
it's just-
like I don't know about you, but the funny thing I had with like AJ Styles versus John Cena was like when the club were like beat up John Cena every week they would say beat up John Cena. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was
that's
actually
good. That's good.
cool. And like that's what it was. I think who else? I think Edge and Cena was really good, especially in
Yes.
that match where like he we're on when the two of them were on the ladder, he just AA'd them to two tables.
Yeah.
It is
that
what
was
it is.
great,
It
man.
is what it is. To be fair, even with the Authority, I mean, the storyline between when like a Survivor Series where like he was team captain and then Big Show, knocked him out and all that crap. He was still
Yeah,
the
that
main
was-
character
That
there.
was good. Yeah.
That's what I loved.
Yeah.
I remember staying up to like 3 a.m. watching that. Though, thank you WWE for making me wait like fucking so long for that match. I mean, it was worth it to be fair. Seeing Dolph Ziggler, pin him and all that crap.
Wasn't that
Yeah,
when
well-
Sting came? That was Sting's debut, right?
Yeah, that was
That's
Sting.
the
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
Sting.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was,
Sting
it
came.
was,
But
yeah.
yeah, yes. But no, like
No, but
Cena's been here
you're
for like
right.
how long? He's been over here for like 2 decades. I mean, the fact that what
Mhm.
he's done, he's like a 16-time champion. I think just give him the belt for a 17 just to like stick it
Yeah,
to
they
Ric Flair.
have
or
to.
something.
At one point,
Yeah.
They have
So
to,
much
yeah.
people
And they
off,
have to.
though.
What they have to do is give him an intercontinental run because he has not got that belt. He has to become.
That's right. It's not a
Grand
Grand
Slam
Slam.
champion.
It's not a Grand
Yeah,
Slam.
exactly.
Yeah,
He's
it's
not
the
Grand
one it's the one thing he hasn't got that he
I mean,
needs.
his tag team performances have been absolute dog shit. I mean, he was tag team with who was it?
Shawn Michaels. The way
That
back
was
when.
one.
Batista.
Yeah, there you go.
The
He's
Miz.
done with the
Was he with
Nexus.
Randy Orton as well?
Yeah,
David.
No, no, no,
I
no,
think he was
no,
he,
no,
was,
no,
was
no,
he tag
um,
team with David.
the thing with Randy Orton was they took on like the entire Raw
The whole
roster.
roster, yeah.
Yeah.
That was unreal. But I mean, they could have kicked everyone's ass to be fair at that rate.
Yeah.
And then like Triple H was like, "Yeah, just kill them all, lads. I'll finish it off."
Yeah.
I'd even see Triple H come back in. I actually wouldn't mind that if there was like a little storyline to it. I wouldn't mind Triple H coming back in.
But what about him
Because-
coming back to NXT? Or just for one match?
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, there has to be something too. I think if someone like was like to accidentally hit him, he fights him back, and then there's just a little bit of war. That's what I could see. Like even the thing what they're doing with Regal, apparently, if Adam Cole had some rivalry with Regal, I think that could be very interesting. Say Regal brings in this guy to like, fight him, kind of like what he did with Sami Zayn. Like Sami Zayn was like asking for a fight, then who was it? It was they brought in Shinsuke Nakamura, and then at Takeover it was Nakamura versus Zayn. I think they could do the exact same.
Yeah.
I think so. Like if you mess with Regal, this is what's going to happen to you.
As long as it's not in Saudi Arabia, the Triple H
Oh,
return.
God, no.
I'll be alright.
God,
I'll be alright.
that DX
No,
versus
thank you.
Swords of Destruction. God damn.
If the match just, that was horrible.
To be
Every
fair,
single pay-per-view was
that's the only
terrible.
time Mansoor actually gets a win. To be fair, I mean, other than that, he's an absolute trash wrestler, no skills. I mean, the character itself is boring. I mean, I fall asleep every time watching him. To be fair, but
Yeah, well, we know why he's got a deal, don't we? So,
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
political, so
Yeah.
you know he's got it. So they ship him out there, like you say,
Yeah.
twice a year. He wins whatever, beats whoever.
That's why his betting odds are now nowhere near in his favor. To be fair, let's be honest. I mean, when you go to Saudi Arabia, he's definitely going to win. Like
Yeah, he's on
No
the
matter who you put him
posters or
against.
something.
Yeah.
SMH, like get him out.
Yeah.
This company.
Yeah. Yeah,
Literally.
it does
I
give me
think-
some headaches.
I think that's it, Charlotte, isn't it?
Yeah, guys, we are gonna wrap it up now. RJ, thank you for coming on. Where can people
Pleasure having
find you?
Yeah, they can find me at Rabai Jaguar, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch as well. I will be making second channel soon, so do pay attention for that.
Yes, Laurie, where can people find you, Uncle Laurie?
You can find me on Twitter, at Laurie Nix, as described there. You can find me on here a lot supporting Charlotte. You can find me on Big Gunner TV as well. So I'm doing the rounds, and hopefully there'll be something else coming sooner rather than later. We're very close to an announcement, but
Ooh.
Yeah, we are close. We are close to it. We're getting there. And yeah, stay tuned for that.
Closer than Arsenal are to getting into Europe.
Slens, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Slens Talks on YouTube. Just uploaded a video yesterday. If you guys want to just give it a nice look, it's a tier list of Chelsea players, Roman era. Just going to be uploading more regularly. And Slens Talks as well on Twitter. Obviously, we had Andrew on there. If you guys want to see why he's upset, you can guys tune in.
The disrespect, Laurie. To my man Michael Essien. Disrespect, Laurie.
I have to check it out.
Check it out, Laurie.
But yeah. Listen, guys. By the way, Laurie, just honestly, like, give him a man. This guy, he supports everyone, man. Like, honestly, always working all the time for everyone. You have to give him a round of applause if we can, man. Honestly, man. Great guy. Man.
Yeah.
My DMs are always open. As well.
Yeah, guys, make sure you follow Laurie. Andrew, where can people find you?
On Strong TV for this show, so subscribe to this channel. Everything but football show. We talk a load of geek stuff. The Chelsea watch-alongs. I was on Niall's Chelsea show, Let's Talk Premier League. I'm hoping to be more on that because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Myself, Prime, and Will are starting a new channel soon. Basically, all geek culture. Something that everyone talks a lot of football, but something where you can maybe, if you wanted to escape a little bit from football, come talk to us. We'll be doing loads of stuff on there. On KH No Filter Football, we'll be doing a Rory Jennings reaction video tomorrow of him apologising to Thomas Tuchel. So that'll be fun, and some more videos during the week as well. And I think that's it. Oh, that's my Twitter. Yeah, that's my Twitter. So
guys, make sure you follow all these lovely, lovely people. Give their YouTube channels a subscribe. It's free. Just do it. And follow their Twitters, Instagrams. I don't care what they have. Just follow it. Guys, make sure you like this video. And we'll see you next time.